idea. I saw down at college.
And all the neighbors would come.
He says, I need someone to walk through this. I have an idea.
He loved guitar, and he never
Stuffed animals.
He would laugh when I would do Shakespeare or something.
Kind of got to that place.
We finished the scene.
Hi, I'm Marlee Matlin, and I was born and raised in Chicago, Illinois, actually a suburb of Chicago, Morton Grove, Illinois. And actually, I became deaf at 18 months old, and everybody was certainly shocked at that, but my upbringing was about as normal as one could get. In reality, for me, the upbringing was much like an episode of The Brady Bunch. Well, I recall as a little girl thinking that I live in the present. I was that kind of person. And I enjoyed what I had, and whether it was something that my parents gave me, or the friends that I had around me, or the love and support that I got from my brothers, also the protection that they provided me. But there were bad days. For example, once when I was 11, and I remember being so angry that day for some reason, and I thought to myself, when I become an adult, when I get older than 11 years old, I'm going to write a book and tell the world that it's okay to be deaf. So perhaps that was the moment in my life where I realized that I am not going to be a little girl forever, and I knew eventually that there would be a woman down the line waiting for me, which would be who I am today. Well, people have asked me, first of all, if I remember hearing, because I became deaf when I was 18 months old, and I tell them no. But for those who might remember me as a hearing girl, because I've been told that I spoke and I heard, just like anyone else does, I tell them I don't remember that. I wouldn't wake up every morning and say, oh, it's a brand new day and I'm deaf. That's not how I operated. I just went about my business as any other little girl would. Play with my friends, or play dress up, or read Judy Blume books, or go to school and go to learn. But there were times that I was reminded that I was deaf, or quote unquote different. And I would stop and think and say, oh, right, I don't hear like they do. They remind me of me being deaf. And sometimes it was good, and sometimes it was bad. And it was bad when they made fun of me. And I learned to defend myself by either speaking out, or when I got older, just walking away from it. But all in all, and listen, all in all honesty, it's just part of growing up. It's just part of who I was. Well, I was introduced to the stage, the concept of the stage, when I was 7 years old. It was at summer camp. And a director of the camp came up to me and said, would you like to sign a song with a group of hearing girls on a stage? And I said, what's a stage? And so she showed me what a stage was, and I checked it out, and I stood on the stage, and I thought, okay, what am I supposed to do? And she gave me a sheet of paper that said, this is the song that these girls are going to be singing, and you're going to be signing it. And there'll be somebody down in the audience who will feed me cues what they're singing, but you need to memorize it, sort of, the song. So I memorized as much as I could of the song, and we rehearsed. And I fell in love with it only because my family and my friends and my teachers and my counselors, they were all in the audience, and they were smiling and applauding for me. And that's when I knew that I was hooked in doing what I was doing on the stage, which was acting. But I didn't take it seriously. I really didn't take it seriously. I didn't consider that this was going to be my goal, my career, until my mother put me in a more productive, conventional environment where we had deaf and hearing children together acting in a troupe at a place not very far from our home. And we did plays, and we did songs, and we did sign language, mime, we did everything, and I fell in love with it at that point. But I don't know a specific time. I just recall really enjoying performing for everybody. Actually, I performed at this Center on Deafness where we did those plays and the songs in sign language from 8 until I was 13 or 14 years old. But, I mean, I tried to do the stage. Then I would fly off to New York, and then fly off to California and audition for the film for a completely different role, and I had lots of callbacks.